I had a weird feeling all day. You know what I'm saying? Weird feeling all day. Wasn't motivated, didn't want to really do anything, wanted to stay in the house. It's snowing. I wanted to be in the house with my babies. And come to find out, my cousin gets shot and killed by his best friends. Somebody that he grew up with. Somebody, y'all, the mamas know each other. Been in each other's houses. And got set up by your own so-called brothers. Your bros. You know how wild that is? It makes me want to reconsider anybody I've ever called bro. Ever called friend, because you never know their true mentality. You don't know what they really want to do to you.
Today we will be in Roanoke, Virginia, a city that sits along the Roanoke River in the Blue Ridge Range of the Great Appalachian Mountains. The area is considered the most visited unit in the national park system and is a favorite travel destination. The area also attracts many international visitors who, like others, take advantage of the many opportunities from camping, hiking, picnicking, and biking. However, even with all the scenic beauty that the city has to offer, it also has its fair share of crime in concentrated areas like most places. On February 20th, 2025, on the 100 block of Laconia Avenue Northeast, two friends allegedly met up and would have a disagreement that would turn fatal, with the victim's family quickly accusing a supposed to be friend of setting the whole thing up out of envy and jealousy. At 22 years old, Donovan St. Juste, who also went by Donnie, knew that if he wanted to be successful, he needed to work hard. Working hard would come easy because it was something he did almost his entire life on the basketball court. Growing up, he loved the game, and year after year, he got better and better on the court, spending a lot of his time perfecting his craft. By the time he reached high school, he was standing at 6'2" and was a big time playmaker. While attending William Flemings High School, he was said to be smooth and aggressive three-level scorer with great body control and athleticism to take things to the next level. After finishing school in 2021, at some point, he left his hometown but ultimately came back and had desires to make bigger moves still for his future. While remaining in Roanoke, he decided to take a good job building structural components as a welder, making really good money. While there, he would work 10-hour days and never shied away from taking on overtime. He wanted to build his future doing the right thing with his money that he worked so hard for. However, at the same time, some of the very people that were supposed to be his close friends, people he knew his entire life, became jealous. His shine in life was different because he was the person who 100% made it happen, while his friends allegedly chose the street life and doing things the illegal way. However, Donovan grew to realize that his so called friends were becoming jealous and salty. Donovan's mother knew all of his friends from young kids and mostly all of the parents as well. So when trouble started brewing, she made sure to keep everything her son ever sent her. This is one of the posts and messages she shared on social media that her son was seeing. Allegedly, a young man and a supposed to be friend by the name of Lil Bill started making subliminal remarks about taking Donnie's life. Donovan would tell his mother, who I will refer to as A, that he basically needed to leave town before something bad happened. However, things are not always just that easy, and with him already having a career making good money, he knew he needed to save up to be able to leave town. The plan was set and the move was clear, and he was just waiting for the right time financially to move. Come January 31st, 2025, his family received some devastating news as his maternal grandmother had passed away. It was a hard blow for A, losing her mother, who she loved dearly, and she sadly did not get to fully grieve that loss before an even bigger tragedy would hit home. On February 20th, A was set out to go pick up her mother's certificate of her passing, and around the same time, she got a call that no mother wants to receive. Donovan had been shot and sadly unalive by one of his so-called friends on the 100 block of Laconia Avenue Northeast. According to the preliminary investigation, two people were sitting in a vehicle outside of the home when Donovan drove up in his car, and at some point a confrontation occurred between one of the people and Donnie, resulting in a shooting. The two people stayed on scene and allegedly claimed self-defense after that crime took place.
We begin tonight with breaking news at 6 o'clock. We want to let you know police are on the scene of a homicide in the 100 block of Laconia Avenue near Williamson Road.
We have two people involved in the incident that are currently being interviewed by detectives, but at this time they have not been formally charged.
Officials say 22-year-old Donovan St. Juste approached a vehicle where another man and teenager were sitting. A confrontation broke out between both, which escalated to that shooting. and St. Juste at the scene. Both the man and teen stayed on scene. They were detained and released. The case will now be sent to a grand jury.
A, who was still mourning from her mother, said on social media, "They've been plotting on my son. It was all a setup. They are really trying to paint this innocent story. God knows, and so do I. Donovan was a hardworking man with goals and dreams. I'm going to make sure the world knows about each and every monster that was messing with him before I rest my soul." Another loved one wrote, "So this is the second boy you have unalived and tried to play like it was self-defense. He didn't need to steal or break into a thing. He was a whole welder. My little cousin had more money than all of you broke little boys. Rode cleaner than all of you broke little boys legitimately. Y'all grew up with all my cousins. His mama watched you all grow up, and then you're the same people behind the trigger of a gun trying to play victim. Ain't no way my little cousin would have pulled up on BS without his people with him. People hate to see you shining. I wish you would have never came back to this dirty city. The crazy thing is, he had already spoken his piece about y'all before all of this stuff went down." Donovan's mother would also share some of their text conversations and said that her son stayed inspiring her and she was so proud of the man he grew into. He was everything a mother would want in a son and all she prayed he would be. She did a great job of directing him down the right path, but unfortunately some negative so-called friends got in the way of his greatness. The alleged friend, who was claiming some sort of self-defense, had no regard for human life and continues to taunt people, making posts like this and acting as if Donovan's life did not matter. Donnie and one of his cousins who came to town for their grandmother's funeral had a long discussion just days before he lost his life. He would take to social media to express his grief.
Condolences to my aunt losing her firstborn, bro. I got 2 kids myself, and I couldn't fathom where my head would be to get a phone call saying that my kid is gone. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't. So right then and there, Auntie, when you see this, if you see this, I'm gonna hit you up tomorrow after things kind of settle. Pray for her. Pray for the whole family, but pray for her especially. To bury your mom 1 week and then have to deal with this another week, most people can't handle that. So please pray for her. But yeah, man, y'all in that city, bro. Y'all need to do better, bro. And y'all need to do better. Y'all need to hold each other accountable. But especially you got these young here walking around with guns and shit like that, acting like they somebody that they not. And you know the crazy thing about it, man, I told Donovan, I said a lot of these out here that carry the guns out here go to the city fair and couldn't walk alone, but now they gangsters because they got a pistol. Now all of a sudden, a couple years from now, they gangsters. Everybody gangsters. You get a little iron, bro, get you a couple bullets, and now you a gangster. Now you hard, bro. I don't get it, bro. And I know this conversation is kind of everywhere because my mind is just not there right now, bro. Looking in somebody's eyes and know they got a big future ahead, and you have conversation to them, and I told him, I said, hey, bro, come to the 757, bro. Come to the 757 with me. Come. I told all my family that came to that funeral, I said, hey, man, y'all need to come. Come to the 757. Ain't shit here. Said it all. Everybody was laughing. Ha, ha, ha. This is real, bro. It is a curse. Roanoke is a curse.
This is just very heartbreaking that a young man's life was stolen from him for nothing, and now his mother has to plan another funeral, all within weeks of each other. Naturally, her pain and hurt runs deep, but after a little reflection, she wrote, "Thanks to everyone who prayed for me and reached out. I've calmed down. I've spent time today in the gym playing basketball in his memory. I watched my son live in fear for about a year, and I seriously don't want to see anyone else's child live like that. I would like to just sit down peacefully and speak to the person who shot my son. I know his family, and I know that they loved Donovan when they were younger. They were like brothers for real. No retaliation. I just want to let my baby go in peace. I do not want to go fund me. However, I would like to see someone put together a basketball tournament in his memory. This here is the level of peace that only God can give, and I just pray that she is covered and protected in peace if that meeting does happen. A lot of people will not be able to do that after such a tragedy, and my thoughts and prayers are with her and the family in this difficult time. Donovan's life surely mattered, and he should still be here. He was working towards all his heart desires, and now that is all over in the blink of an eye. He is now forever 22 years young, and that should not be the case. I'm sure he would have gone on to do great things in the future, but now no one will ever see all the positive potential he had in store. May his memory live on through all those who truly loved him. Please don't forget to comment your thoughts and prayers for this family in this difficult time, and hit that like button and share to make your people aware. And as always, remember to stay woke, things change quickly.